Okay. I heard Scary Pockets came out with a new tune, or at least I saw their Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles funk cover featuring David Ryan Harris, but I haven't listened to it yet at all. So let's see how this goes.
We have some exciting news.
That was it. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of mistakes in there. Literally, first time I heard that. The groove was cool too, because I've heard the song, like the original one before, but you never know what you're gonna get with Scary Pockets, because the grooves are always in a funk vein, and they always change the figures on it. So it was like. I don't know. Maybe I got some captures in this. Just got lessons starting here in a minute. Got needed to warm up. Figured I'd try some songs because I think people kind of gloss over my stuff when I'm just playing grooves that I create. I know some people like them and they learn things from them, but it just seems like those don't get very many views. My shorts do, but that's because they're in the shorts, algorithm and all that. But, and I'm not knocking covers by any means. It's just I've tried to make it a point after playing nothing but covers for a long time when I was younger and copying the sounds I was hearing of other people's creations that I just wanted to start going down more of the creative route where I try to create my own grooves. And of course, I had a good teacher back in the day. It actually was for piano when I first started on piano when I was young. And then, obviously once I had my back issues, I couldn't play drums, so I switched to other and I, played piano and bass and that kind of stuff for a while till I healed enough to get back into drumming. But taking lessons, for a year of piano when I was like 9, that kind of thing, and then getting back into the drumming. But I just kind of made it a point to try to be true to myself as far as creating. And I'm much more a fan of creating original tunes with friends and using, a group dynamic to create those projects so that it's a give and take and we learn from each other. And because I don't know much about guitar theory, but Jay sure does. David doesn't know much about drum theory, or he knows bass clef and he knows his scales and notes, but he doesn't know a whole lot about guitar specifically. And so we all kind of get together in a dynamic where then I can share, well, this is actually in 6, it's not in 4. Or, okay, here's the groove. How do you want me to match my groove with what you're playing on your bass? Then it creates overall project that's been created by 3 different people working together to create that sense of original content. And yeah, not all of them are winners, of course, but for me, it's more rewarding for me to try to create my own parts rather than copying parts that have already been written and played to death by other players in their songs and their creations. Playing to covers is fantastic. It's a great training modality. You see me doing it here where I do it just to keep my chops fresh and my ear training fresh and try to see how well I can groove to something while just thrown straight into it and not knowing the tune first. Some of them I will have listened to first, but I don't practice the stuff before I record it. And if I do practice it, I just play it one time and be like, okay, that wasn't good, let me try it again. And then that's my practice. Is really not rehearsing it, but I wasn't happy with that last take, let me try it again. And that's basically my rehearsal. So, I fully believe in the power of learning songs, especially when you're at a certain stage, and trying to learn as much content as you will, because that will expand you into your own creative playing. Because honestly, the whole thing of learning the instrument, at least in my opinion, is so you can speak through your instrument. Your instrument is your voice in the conversation of music, right? So for me, it's I feel like it holds my creativity back, or gets me to the point where I'm just copying what has already been played to death. And what I was going to say from the piano teacher is that what he told me is there's nothing on the planet that hasn't already been played before. And he was talking about melodies and specifically piano, but that holds true for all disciplines and all instruments. I mean, just because you haven't heard it, or you don't know that some guy in Iowa sitting in his basement hasn't already created the grooves or melodies that you think that you created. It's parallel thinking and coming up with the same thing at the same time without even knowing that the other person is working on it, kind of thing, right? So I don't know, that's just, and I'm not trying to knock any cover channels or tunes and all that, like I just said, I firmly believe they have their place. I love playing to them. I use them all the time for helping to train my students. I play to them for fun. I study them for when I have gigs or I'm at jam sessions or I'm thrown into the deep end with, like I was saying earlier, older players that have played these tunes their whole life and I don't know them, but I'm still expected to lead the band through the whole thing. So what I do is, as long as I know the hook, just play me the hook for 20 seconds before the song starts. It'll jog my memory, and then if I know the hook, then I can follow song structure and know that my grooves will fit into it, even if it's not the exact parts that the original drummer wrote back in the 70s or something. That just play me the hook, and if I know the melody, I can create a groove to it, and I can hang with the song and lead the song, and then just trust of knowing, okay, here's 4 bars, here's 8 bars, here's 16, here we go into the shift, hearing my cues from the other band members, knowing, okay, well, this is a good place to fill. Oh, we got to halftime or something like that. Okay, I got to change to a halftime groove, and on the fly, like you got to do it right away. You got to hear what you're hearing and make immediate shifts, you know, like very quick shifts in order to hang and keep leading the band. So for me, I don't know, I just have it on a different philosophy than some other folks. But covers are great. They help train you to be able to play more of your own stuff. But where my passion lies and my heart lies is creating songs and creating original content. So that's why you don't see me play to a lot of covers, guys. And when I do, it's not like, you know, I spend a week recording through the kit and into the interface. Like, I just hit play on the PA, I'm blasting the tunes out of the PA in the room, and I've got my computer here just choosing the song, blasting it out of the PA, and like I said, jumping in the deep end and hoping it works out. So probably not the smartest idea at all times, but I don't know. Character fault? I don't know. But I have noticed drastic improvements in my ability to improv, my ability to play on the fly, my ability to use what my style is to fit into those grooves, even if I'm not copying the exact parts that have already been written by someone else. Because then it's just like, for me it's like, okay, write your own paper, methodically displaying all of your thought processes and your comprehension and writing skill, or stand in front of the class and read an essay that's already been written by someone else to convey your thoughts. Does that make sense? I don't know. But for me, it's like the difference between creating your own poster presentation and simply reading off of someone else's poster presentation. I don't know if that's a good comparison, but I don't have any better ones at this point. So we'll see how some of those cuts turned out. But happy drumming, everyone. Love you. I'm not disparaging anyone who plays covers. I have huge respect for people that can play difficult songs. And a lot of those covers are, it depends on how far you go with them too. Because if you're just playing 4-on-the-4 grooves with everything, and every song you play that you're choosing is just, you know, like, okay, you know, yeah, cool, and it's all about your feel, and everyone has a different feel of how they play those grooves and stuff, but if every song you choose is just the primary groove, and, you know, I feel like it's not challenging the player, you know, it's just like, well, I'm playing what I know and what's comfortable because I know I can do it, right? Right, and that's only natural. But how are you going to improve, and how are you going to push yourself to improve unless you look at it in that way of, oh, I need to start creating some of my own stuff. Because then you'll see what works in the situation, what doesn't. Trying things out, you know, you don't want to noodle on stage, you don't want to noodle while you're at a gig or something like that. But figuring out what works for you, and figuring out what, you know, you're comfortable playing with the favorite licks that you like, all those different things. I mean, those make a huge, huge difference. And it'll only make you a better player because you're constantly pushing to strive to improve and create your own stuff. And like I said, speak through the instrument so that it's like, you know, it's just second nature with your muscle memory to be able to like, well, I want to play this type of, you know, and you understand how it will fit in, and all those different things. So. I gotta start teaching, guys, but see you later. Have a great day.